As he walked out onto the pitch in a hushed football stadium, Calum Best felt his skin prickle. Setting foot on the turf of Crystal Palace FC, he imagined the seats filled with roaring fans and his thoughts turned to his dad, the legendary George Best. The bittersweet moment came as he made his latest career move, playing a footballer in the film Dangerous Game, Sunday People reports. It is a role that brings back memories of the father he lost, and one that he knows would make him proud. Calum said, "I was standing there for this shot of me walking out of the tunnel at Selhurst Park and I got goosebumps. Of course it made me think about my dad. I think about him walking out in front of 80,000 people, living the dream, bless him. There's always something inside me that will think of him, no matter what career options I do. On a daily basis, I think of how I miss him, but my dad being who he is only pushes me to be better at whatever I do. Although I was nervous to do this film, I thought, I've got to try. I have this opportunity, grab it with both hands, run with it." Following his father's footsteps into the beautiful game had always been a dream of Calum's. Since spending his teenage years in the US, he had wanted to be a professional footballer like George, who was signed by Manchester United aged 17. But when George died in 2005, the same demons that had plagued him took hold of Calum and he became addicted to drugs and alcohol as he pursued a career in reality TV. Much like his dad, he earned a reputation as a womanizer after being linked with the likes of Lindsay Lohan, Rebecca Lewis and Sarah Harding of Girls Aloud. And like his father, Calum was declared bankrupt in 2013 when he was left unable to settle a tax bill. But the 36-year-old insists he has learned from his dad's mistakes. "Before I knew what I wanted to do as a career, I knew I could do one thing that my dad did well, and that was party. I partied for years," he says. "But I've changed my life for the better. I have structure, health, and as soon as I did those things over the past 7 or 8 years, my career boosted. There are parallels between me and Dad, but I got to see what went wrong and made it better for myself." Calum admits he found it difficult to step out from his shadow. And what a long shadow. George was widely regarded as one of the greatest players of British and world football. Called a genius by the Manchester United scout who found him, Belfast-born George was spotted playing for Northern Ireland's Cricket Boys Club. During his 1960s heyday he brought a pop star image to the sport, famously saying, "I spent a lot of money on booze, birds and fast cars. The rest I just squandered." George made 466 appearances for the Red Devils, scoring 178 goals, and also played for Northern Ireland before he turned to a playboy lifestyle that degenerated into alcoholism, a prison sentence for drink driving and, eventually, a liver transplant. He died in 2005, aged 59, after multiple organ failure. The recovering alcoholic was susceptible to infection due to medicine he took after the transplant 3 years earlier. But to Calum, his dad always remained a hero. "I wanted to be as good as my dad was," he says. "But I started to think, you know what, just do what you need to do to make your life, and the lives of your loved ones, good." With help from Mum Angie, George's first wife, who moved from the US to help her son recover in the UK, Calum was able to overcome his addictions. Model and fitness instructor Angie, a former Playboy bunny, also helped coax Calum towards a life of healthy lifestyle. And his new career has helped, too. He adds, "The best thing about working on a film set is getting fed. For me, I like structure in my life. I liked what the film brought me, which was that structure. We filmed for 31 days straight, 16 hours a day sometimes. It keeps you out of trouble. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a saint because I'm an actor. But I have found a better avenue to do what I do. I used to think it was partying, now I think it's a career." His character, Chris Rose, gets to play for his favorite team, taking his career from the Championship to the Premier League. but he faces huge challenges when he becomes embroiled in a plot by a Russian organized crime syndicate to fix matches. While his character's life is a far cry from that of his father, playing a footballer has made Calum think about his dad and what he would have made of his career. He says, "It's a daily thing for me. I don't wait for birthdays or anniversaries. I think about my dad daily. I think he'd be proud." Calum has appeared in reality TV shows including Celebrity Big Brother, ITV's Celebrity Love Island, which he won in 2006, and Channel 4's Come Dine With Me. Now, his film role is opening the doors to other acting opportunities, including another feature film, The Boys of Ballymena. Reflecting on how he has reached this point, Calum says, "I've enjoyed myself in my youth and made mistakes like any young lad. It was my journey, my path. I had to hit highs and lows to reach the point I'm at now. I hit some rock bottom points, without a doubt, but I came out on top, so it only made me stronger as a character and a person. I'm happy with my journey. I look back and wish some things didn't go the way they did, but you can't really live with regrets. Right now, my career is the best it has ever been, so I think that journey must have been the best one for me. I think my dad would be proud."